Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video on the Bio at the Buzzer channel. Today, we are going to be covering the first round matchup of the Milwaukee Bucks and the Brooklyn Nets. Now, obviously, Game 1 did actually end up ending yesterday on June 5th, and on that matchup, or in that matchup, I should say, we did see basically what I think the NBA is really afraid of and what they have to fear with the Brooklyn Nets. James Harden did end up going down with a hamstring injury in the very first play of the game. The first drive for James Harden, and boom, he goes down with a hamstring injury and he is out the rest of the game. Now, obviously, with that being said, you would think that the Brooklyn Nets would struggle in the rest of this game, missing one of their three key players, if not one of the most important players. I mean, you can honestly argue that James Harden is their most important player as far as what he does for the team, being a playmaker, being a facilitator, and just doing what he does for them. However, the Brooklyn Nets still had no problems. Their offense was still a major powerhouse to deal with against the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks shot terrible, and that was a big point that I tried to make with the Milwaukee Bucks when they went up against the Miami Heat, is that for them to be able to compete against good teams like the Nets, like the Sixers in the West, obviously you have teams like the Nuggets, you're going to have teams like the Jazz, the Suns. You're going to need that three-point firepower to win these series, and that firepower was not there in Game 1. So if you guys do enjoy this video, do me a favor and kill a like button. If you guys are new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button, and let's get right into it. Now, as I did say, James Harden played 1 minute in this game. That very first minute, he was able to grab one rebound. But again, the very first drive for him in this game, he did end up going down with a hamstring injury, which would leave him out for the rest of the game. Now, taking a look at the rest of the team, you had KD play 40 minutes in this game, putting up 29 points and 10 rebounds. You obviously had Kyrie Irving putting up 25 points, 8 assists, and 5 rebounds. So the other two of the big three, obviously you guys know, we're going to step up in this game and play very well. We all knew that was going to happen. However, this is again where the Brooklyn Nets are going to be feared as a team. You have now Blake Griffin, who we obviously all know with the Detroit Pistons, did not do anything. He just kind of accepted his contract, racking in paycheck after paycheck, and did not care. Now that he's in Brooklyn and has his opportunity to win a ring with a legitimate contending team, now he is back to somewhat of his old ways. He put up 18 points and 14 rebounds, as well as knocking in 4 3-pointers in this game. So not only did he add in that old aspect of Blake Griffin, but now he's also shooting the ball and knocking in his shots. He did shoot 4 of 9, which is really not all that bad for a guy like Blake Griffin. Also, you have a guy like Joe Harris who put up 19 points as well. You had Mike James come in and replace those minutes for James Harden, and you guys can see he even put up a solid game as well, putting in 12 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 assists. So this is again where when you look at this game right now, or this series, this is where the Bucks I think are going to be in trouble, because right now with the Nets, they're definitely clicking as a team, and it definitely shows. If you guys watched the game yesterday, you guys know that without Harden, their offense was not stagnant. That's a big problem that they used to have, was that when Harden wasn't there, it was a lot of iso ball between KD and Kyrie, and that's not going to win you a championship. However, now you have KD running the floor, looking to kick the ball to different people. You have Kyrie Irving looking to do the same, and now you have these other guys like Joe Harris, Blake Griffin, Mike James stepping up and actually helping them out by dropping in a good amount of points. Now we're going to look into the Milwaukee Bucks here. Now, obviously, Giannis is going to do his thing. He put up 34 points, 11 rebounds, and 4 assists. Obviously, going to help out the team a lot in that regard. Outside of that, though, I mean, you did see Brook Lopez add in 19 points of his own. You had Drew Holiday with 17, Middleton with 13 and 13. He actually did have 13 rebounds himself, but the rest of the team where, you needed that firepower, Bryn Forbes only put up 5, Pat Connaughton only put up 3, Bobby Portis with 6 and 7 really isn't all that bad, especially for the minutes that he does play. So that is pretty good, but the Bucks shot terrible from 3. It was absolutely atrocious. They shot 6 of 30. That is not good. Like I said, when they were playing up against the Heat, those threes that they were taking were dropping 110%. You had guys like Bryn Forbes, Pat Connaughton, Dante DiVincenzo. They were lighting up the Heat almost every single game. And now you have the very first game against this Nets team where, again, their defense is what they lack. So if you can't keep up with their firepower, you're going to lose almost every single game. Now, the Brooklyn Nets barely shot a better percentage from the field, but obviously them putting in 9 more threes than the Bucks had a very big, it was a very big to do with why they ended up winning this game. The Bucks actually ended up shooting 10 more free throws as well, but they actually only ended up making 3 more than what the Nets did anyway, so it really didn't make all that much of a difference. The Bucks had a really good, rebounding game as well. Taking a look at this, you guys can see that they actually out-rebounded them 15-6 on the offensive glass, which is really good, and that probably helped the Milwaukee Bucks get a lot more, shot attempts and stuff like that, but those are the opportunities that they need to make in game number 2. They definitely struggled from the 3, and it very much shows in this, especially with this box score. On the defensive end, the Brooklyn Nets actually had some better numbers anyways, which is kind of funny, causing the Bucks to have more turnovers and, having more steals and blocks as well. So, again, when you have a team that is so good offensively, you need to be able to keep up with them or be able to shut their offense down. And the Milwaukee Bucks did neither in this game. So if you are a Milwaukee Bucks fan, I am curious, what do you guys think that the Bucks need to do in this next game? Me personally, I think they do need to work some matchups around. The reason why I think PJ Tucker needs to be the guy guarding KD is it has been shown a lot, especially in the Rockets and the Warriors series. It has been shown that PJ Tucker is one of the best defenders that you could put on KD and not necessarily shut him down, but you can slow him down. And by slowing him down, that's going to help you guys out tremendously. So I really think that PJ Tucker needs to be the guy defending KD almost the entire game. I know you want to put Giannis on him, but you want to make sure Giannis saves that energy for the offensive end and to save that energy for running and gunning up the floor. You really want to make sure you have a guy that is like obviously isn't going to be running the offense on a guy that is going to be doing a majority of their scoring. So PJ Tucker being matched up with KD, I think is a really good matchup. I think if you were to put Middleton on a guy like Kyrie, that length would actually end up bothering KD. And now with Harden out, I think you need to actually have Jrue Holiday kind of playing, I don't want to say like playing like, off of people or whatever, but I think maybe having a guy like Jrue Holiday to be put on a guy like Joe Harris to make sure Joe Harris doesn't get going. I think that could be their best bet at shutting the Brooklyn Nets offense down. And on the flip side, it's as simply as they need to make sure that they knock down their shots this next game. Again, you cannot keep up with a team like the Brooklyn Nets if you are not making your shots. That is a huge part as to why they lost this game. And honestly, you can even say that it's the main reason why they lost. So you guys let me know what you guys think. Who do you guys have winning game number 2? The Milwaukee Bucks or the Brooklyn Nets? As of right now, I do really think that the Brooklyn Nets are going to win game 2 as well. It is at home, and I do think the Milwaukee Bucks will end up tying it 2-2 as of right now, but we will see what happens in this series. This is definitely going to be like the NBA Finals before we actually get to the finals. Obviously, depending on who makes it. But yeah, you guys let me know what you guys think. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys did enjoy. Be sure to kill a like button. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And yeah, peace.